Count on LEX 18 News.
A shooting in Lexington sends one man to the hospital while police continue to search for suspects.
Plus, reflecting on the 5-year anniversary this week of the deadly tornadoes that swept through our state.
One UK senior made the most of senior night last night. We'll give you a hint. She did say yes. It's Wednesday, March 1st.
Let's get you over to Tom first thing in the Storm Tracker Weather Center with the latest on the severe weather across central Kentucky. Tom.
Well, I tell you what, just as round one winds down, we've got round two dropping in. We've had severe storms on and off all morning, and now we have yet another batch coming in from the northwest. And as we've got it queued up for you, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And this is the situation that we get into when we start to see a line of stronger storms, a potential squall line. You get it's just basically a wall of severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's what's happening from southern Indiana south. There was a tornado warning out for a little bit over southern Indiana that was set to expire at 6:30. But straight line damaging wind gusts are going to be the primary threat behind this next batch that's coming in, and you can see it over southern Indiana as we drop the warnings off and just show you the MaxTrack Live Doppler. The potential for some damaging wind gusts up to or maybe over 60 miles per hour, torrential rain. And there is a chance we may see some brief rotation in these storms, brief spin-ups along the line. Also continue to track storms east. These not severe, but we've got one southern Fleming County putting down quite a bit of lightning and heavy rain. And we have a newly issued tornado watch in effect. We finally had the one that was in effect drop at 5 a.m. and now we've got a newly issued tornado watch, and this is due to that potential again with that line of severe storms driving through here. Maybe some brief rotation within those storms, the possible brief touchdown of a tornado, not out of the question. But I think the bigger risk from this line, this potential squall line taking shape over Indiana over the next number of hours through mid to late morning, we'll have to monitor closely the potential for widespread wind damage, or at least some sporadic wind damage there. 67 degrees. It's incredibly warm for this time of the year. We're spiking in the upper 60s, but as this powerful cold front sweeps through, we'll have that strong to severe threat through the morning, and then we will get much colder later on today. We'll track these storms as they come out of southern Indiana and get you your complete storm tracker forecast here coming up.
All right, round two it is. Tom, thank you. 6:34. We do already have some school closings and delays to pass along to you this morning. Harrison County schools, Lewis County schools are closed today due to weather. Mason County schools are on a 2-hour delay.
And of course, we still have closings because of illness going around. Perry County has been closed all week. Now Magoffin and Morgan County schools have decided to close the rest of the week because of illness. We'll continue to track the closings, keep you up to date right here on LEX 18.
Okay, one of the big issues with these storms right now are the high winds in Franklin and Anderson counties specifically. We're hearing that's a major issue right now.
LEX 18's Patrick Price is live this morning in Anderson County.
Chris Haley, good morning. Yeah, high winds, that's what we're dealing with right now off actually 127 here in Anderson County right now. That's the problem. We've seen cars kind of swerving back and forth on the roadways, and as we were driving here, that's what we dealt with. This is an intersection we came to first this morning on the way to Frankfort from Lexington. Power was out. You can see a power truck actually over in the corner there. They are just waiting, making sure everything stays pretty quiet at this intersection. We did check in with Anderson County Emergency Management. They tell us there were several trees down throughout the county, as well as a few bridges that were closed due to high waters in some of these creeks. Those have since been reopened, and those trees have since been cleared off the roadways. But right now, like we said, high winds are going to be the culprit for the next couple of hours as these storms continue to come into the area. So if you're on the roadways, just pay attention to how you're driving, because those winds can cause cars to go off the roadways, and also watch for debris on these roadways as well. We're going to continue to stay up to date on this weather. If you have any pictures, videos of any wind damage in your area, send those to us on Twitter, Facebook, email, any way you can. That way we can take a look at that and get to the scene. For now, covering the news in Anderson County from the LEX 18 mobile newsroom, back to you.
Those winds have been an issue all around the area this morning. We have major traffic issues in Fayette County this morning because of the winds. In fact, we've had 2 overturned semis in one area of the northern split.
Winds literally blowing those tractor trailers over on the interstate. LEX 18's Claire Crouch is live at the scene of one of those accidents this morning. Claire has the latest.
Yeah, Good morning. We're here on the ramp on the I-75-64 northern split, and this is that other semi right behind me. Again, like Haley and Chris said, blown over by the wind. Crazy. That is how strong these wind gusts are this morning. This is the second semi truck here on this stretch of highway in this situation this morning. Another one about a mile south down the highway, but it's already been flipped upright this morning. What they're doing right now, though, is they're offloading this truck. They're trying to make it lighter. They've got a crew here trying to get it prepared to where they can flip it up and then eventually tow it out of the way. Unfortunately, though, that's going to take up some time. This is a big truck. It's a UPS truck hauling lots of mail and packages. So they're trying to do this, but they're working as fast as possible because we do have that other round of storms headed our way. Unfortunately, here in the last few minutes, we have started to see the traffic backup increase quite significantly. One lane of traffic is able to get by here on the ramp, but as you look down southward on I-75, there is a long line of vehicles as rush hour gets closer and closer. So keep that in mind if you are headed here north on I-75 towards Georgetown. You are going to see a significant backup this morning, but also take it easy. The wind is still strong, and we are expecting more severe weather coming our way, so just stay weather aware. For now, we're covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
Claire, thank you. And oddly enough, Severe Weather Awareness Week begins today, which begins with severe weather across the state.
Tomorrow actually marks the 5-year anniversary of those tornadoes that killed more than 20 people in Kentucky, caused millions of dollars worth of damage in several counties, including Morgan, Magoffin, and Laurel. When severe weather hits, tips from emergency management include make sure you have a working weather radio or comparable phone app close by. Those are great tips. And know the best place for survival in your home.
An interior room with no windows. That can be an interior bathroom or a closet or a half bath underneath the stairs.
Officials say it's also a good idea to take some items with you to your survival space, including bottled water, a first aid kit, and a written list of phone numbers should you need to call for help. Well, an overnight crash in Shelby County knocked down power lines.
It happened about 12:45 on Washington Street in Shelbyville. So far, no word on how the crash happened. The Transportation Cabinet says the crash knocked down power lines and caused utility pole damage. At last check, that stretch of road is expected to be closed until about 8 o'clock this morning. Again, that is Washington Street in Shelbyville.
That's right. We're getting updates throughout the morning. We'll keep you up to date. 6:39, track severe weather with us live all morning long. Download the free Storm Tracker weather app for your smartphone or tablet and count on our MaxTrack live Doppler radar.
And Tom's been keeping a close watch on that MaxTrack live Doppler all morning. He joins us once again in the LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather Center.
Yeah, we're tracking those strong to severe storms. The MaxTrack live Doppler showing another round dropping in from the northwest, getting in from southern Indiana to our western counties. We've got a new batch of severe thunderstorm warnings out for that line, and we'll get a closer look at it when we come back. Multiple rounds of severe weather impacting the area this morning. The MaxTrack Live showing you one that's just diving out of southern Indiana. This is actually round 2. So if I pop it up and show you where the current warnings are, and they've just been expanded in Franklin County, you've got them, and boy, are they out there. We've got the potential for damaging wind gusts and also that chance for maybe some isolated tornadoes along the line, and that's what we're going to be keeping a very close eye out for this morning. But here you go, now out through Owen County are in on it, Frankfort, and even dropping down into northern parts of Anderson County. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, and they just block these, well, basically blocks of counties out along the line of severe storms as it starts to drop in here. So these warnings are just going to become more numerous. And you'll get one of those situations where you're under a severe thunderstorm warning and the actual storm maybe 2 counties west of you. We've also got severe thunderstorm warnings. They're just pretty much widespread out west due to this. We've got a round of strong to severe storms. Now, there was a tornado warning into southern Indiana, just around Carrollton there, up into southern Indiana, across the river northwest. But generally, we're talking more of a threat for damaging straight line winds. Here you can see the line building in around Louisville, and then we track it out to the west. It's even more intense as you get into western Kentucky with this pronounced southern dip right to the east of Paducah, down around Hopkinsville. So we could see the potential for not only widespread wind damage in spots, but also just torrential, heavy rain. A flash flood warning continues from Mount Olivet. We've had some reports of damage this morning We had a number of warnings, and we'd have that wind damage out Yarnellton Pike and also an almost 60-mile-per-hour gust, 59-mile-per-hour gust. This is where we had that tornado warning, parts of southern Mason County earlier this morning. But now all attention to the west, and here's the reason why. Look at all the lightning along this line. A potential squall line setting up, diving in through mid to late morning. And the big concern here is going to be, again, I keep saying it, but damaging wind gusts along this boundary. And some of the areas that didn't see as much activity this morning, especially into south central parts of the viewing area and especially into southwestern or south central Kentucky, I should say, that's where we're really going to need to keep an eye out. They've now issued a tornado watch that goes through 11 o'clock, does include Fayette and surrounding counties. Due to that potential for some rotation within these storms, we've had a number of examples of it this morning already. And that tornado watch drops all the way out south into Tennessee. We also have a flash flood watch in effect. Don't let the severe storm chance fool you. We also have that chance for just heavy enough rain. And with the swamping that we got yesterday in spots, flash flooding could rapidly become an issue. So we're just going to maintain the severe threat index at a level 2, mainly for that potential for damaging wind gusts with that main line that is just starting to track out of southern Indiana. And the enhanced risk from the Storm Prediction Center that we've had for the last couple of days has not changed. In fact, it's only expanded. So an enhanced risk for severe storms today. And this is mainly going to be mid to late morning. The future track showing these storms progressing east. This gets mid to late morning, and you can see a line of potentially strong storms with intense wind along that line, fading into eastern Kentucky by later on this afternoon. So 10, 11 o'clock, about the time our tornado watch expires, they should be pushing well east of here and then out of here by later on today. So beyond the storms, we've got much colder air coming in. Strong to severe storms mainly in the morning and then into our southeastern counties later on this afternoon. That arrow, an indication of temperatures dropping. We're in the upper 60s near 70 now. We'll crash down to the 30s tonight and then make it back to the upper 40s tomorrow. Much colder. And the remainder of the work week, there isn't a whole lot going on. It's just going to stay much colder with temperatures in the 40s Friday, bouncing back to the 50s Saturday into Sunday. So, guys, for about the next 3 hours or so, just watch out, continuing to keep an eye on this line of strong to severe storms as it slowly works its way into our western counties. Expect numerous severe thunderstorm warnings through the morning, and we'll keep you up to speed as this line progresses.
Okay, Tom, thank you. 646 LEX 18 traffic tracker powered by Waze. Obviously, the big issue we've been having this morning are those overturned semis at the northern 75-64 split. What you're looking at here, this is the 75 to Newtown Pike cameras. You can see that backup from the overturned semi there right at the split on the ramp there. Oh, man, that backup is getting worse and worse as the morning goes on. Lots of people stuck in this. Traffic slowly getting by, but it's going to take you a while. Sorry, folks, that got stuck in this. But if you're at home right now, do not go this way. 2 overturned semis this morning. We'll keep you up to date on any other accidents this morning.
So that first round of storms that we had move through the area caused some straight line wind damage in northwest Fayette County. Yeah. And we have several blockages in some roadways that the transportation wants you to be warned about too this morning. Leestown Road at Yarnellton Pike, that roadway shut down because of 4 poles and 5 trees down. Spur Road over in the Masterson Station area between Sandersville Road and Shamrock Lane, a down tree blocking the roadway across the Blackburn facility, across from the Blackburn facility there. And Old Frankfort Pike at Yarnellton Pike. We understand there are some trees down blocking the roadway in that area.
And this live camera really just shows exactly what we were talking about. You saw how bad it was shaking there because of the wind. That's been the issue. The wind out there right now is causing these accidents. Please be careful out there, guys, if you're heading out in the next little bit. 647, we are tracking the weather all across the area this morning like we do anytime there are severe conditions.
Yeah, we understand Lee Cruz is on Lexington's north side right now.
Yeah, good morning, guys. This is, of course, New Circle Road. Now, here's what you'll encounter when you get up this morning. Still very gusty and windy. And if you're driving any sort of high-profile vehicle that could catch the wind, that's going to give you some navigation problems, so you may want to slow down. A lot of moisture on the road. Hydroplaning is a big issue. And you think of it this way. When it's wet like this, we have just as many accidents oftentimes as we do when it's snowing. Another reason for you to slow down. Several calls about debris, tree branches, garbage cans, those things, all of it. You need to be aware when you're driving this morning on your way to work. And again, covering the storm out here on New Circle Road, Lee Cruz, back to you.
Lee, thank you. 648. We will continue to track the severe weather. We do have some other news to tell you about. News overnight. One man here in Lexington sent to the hospital following an overnight shooting.
It happened in Lexington about 12:30 this morning behind an apartment complex on Cambridge Drive. Police say two men came up to a man in the parking lot to rob him, armed with a gun. And during the course of the robbery, police say that man was shot. Now, the good news is he was taken to the hospital with what we understand are non-life-threatening injuries. So far, police tell us they do not have a good description of the suspects. Lexington police are searching for the suspect behind a robbery at a Lexington motel. It happened about 1 this morning at the extended stay on Richmond Road. Police say the suspect came in with a gun, demanding cash from the clerk. But what happened at that point, we're told the clerk was able to run to the back office and lock the door. So officers say the suspect got away with nothing. He's described as 5'9", wearing a black mask and blue jeans. If you happen to be in the area and saw anything, you're asked to call police. 6:49, let's switch gears here and tell you about one of the stories trending now.
All right, it was all love and basketball before last night's final home game at Rupp Arena for the Wildcats. Derek Willis was one of three seniors honored before the final home game against Vandy. He made the most of it. Looky here. He dropped down to one knee to propose to his girlfriend last night in front of all the fans. His girlfriend, Keely Potts. Potts said yes. And as you can imagine, Big Blue Nation went crazy, as if they weren't already hyped up enough over this game. And then that happened.
All we need in the background now is Boyz II Men, the song On Bended Knee.
Oh,
that would be
precious.
perfect for this.
Congratulations, though, to the couple. That's exciting.
Happy to hear that. It's 10 till 7 now on LEX 18 News at Sunrise.
Up next, President Trump giving details on his new plan for immigration during last night's address to Congress.
We have the biggest headlines from around the nation next on LEX 18. Coming up on 6:53, covering your world now, President Donald Trump laid out his vision for the country in his first address to a joint session of Congress last night.
In the address, he defended controversial policies pushed by his administration, the president urging lawmakers to repeal and replace Obamacare. He vowed to secure the nation's borders and pushed for immigration reform.
Switching away from this current system of lower-skilled immigration and instead adopting a merit-based system, we will have so many more benefits. It will save countless dollars, raise workers' wages, and help struggling families, including immigrant families, enter the middle class.
President Trump stated earlier in the day that the time is right for an immigration bill that could include a path to legal status for immigrants who have not committed serious crimes, and those individuals would not have to leave the country first.
And former Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear delivered the Democratic response to President Trump's speech last night.
He delivered that response from right here in Lexington at the Lexington Diner. Beshear saying he was worried about the future of a nation that needs to put people first and politics second. He also doubled down on the viability of the Affordable Care Act and what he believes was the success of Kentucky's health exchanges on his watch, saying people are, quote, not aliens from some distant planet. They are our friends and our neighbors. He also chided the president's stance on immigration.
6:54, we're back in just a moment. .56, time for LEX 18 on the go.
We've had two overturned semis on the interstate in Fayette County this morning, the latest on the ramp to the northern split. Claire Crouch live on the scene.
That's right, we're right here on the split, on the northbound side of the northern split. This is the second semi-truck police say has been blown over by wind this morning. Thankfully, no one was hurt, no other cars involved, but it is tying up traffic a little bit. One lane of traffic is getting by here on this ramp, and it could be quite some time before they get this truck up and out of the way. Now let's head over to Patrick Price live in Anderson County.
Thanks, Claire. Heavy winds hitting parts of central Kentucky this morning. Anderson County and Franklin County officials saying several downed trees caused several road closures. Those have since been reopened. And reports of 22-mile-per-hour winds in and around Frankfort. If you have any wind damage pictures, send us to our Facebook and Twitter page whenever you can.
Patrick, thank you. Tom has the latest on the severe weather when we come right back. All right, latest from Tom. An update?
Severe thunderstorm warnings continue. We'll bring you updates through the morning. We've got an ongoing line of severe storms tracking in from the northwest.
Okay, stick with us, folks. We've got a lot to track, and we'll keep you up to date. Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, here on the air and on LEX18.com.
We'll have another update at 7:27 this morning, and we'll certainly break into programming if need be.